everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're all doing well and hope you all had a good week. Beautiful day here today after all the rain. It's been raining since the beginning of November. I think we had one nice day at the weekend last weekend and it's been raining ever since. But we've got Storm Claudia coming tomorrow and we've got an amber warning for that, for wind and for rain, and that's tomorrow into Saturday. So I thought I'd make the most of the nice weather and come out in the garden. I have been decorating. I've been doing the hall stairs and landing, and I've been doing the kitchen, and I put the paste table up this morning and I saw the lovely sunshine and I thought, you know, I'm just going to get out in the garden. So that's what I've been doing. Been checking the grids, they're all ready for the rain. Husband's going to check the gutters and get them sorted out so that they don't leak, because the one above the porch to the side of me here, it leaks and then it leaks into the porch, so he needs to have a look at that. So he's going to do that later when he comes home from work. And I'm just planting out some plants. I've got some plants that I've bought through the autumn, and because it's been raining so much I haven't been able to plant them, and I'm just having a look at the roses and seeing if it's time to start pruning them, because some of them are getting a bit leggy and they need to be done. And I'm thinking of taking some cuttings as well and trying to get some new plants out of them. I can't sell them because they're copyrighted, they're David Austin roses, but I don't think there's any harm in trying to get a few cuttings out of them to put them on the yard, to save the cuttings going in the bin, because it seems a bit of a waste of a plant, of a rose, if the cuttings just go in the bin. So I do like to see if I can get them to root. One of them has rooted from earlier in the summer, so that's what I'm hoping. Also, poor Gordon's rhododendron, we had a storm 3 weeks ago I think it was, and it blew the rhododendron and it snapped. So that rhododendron I was trying to save that was up the top of the garden, it had it. I'm going to try, I have tried replanting it, and the wind that we've had since then has taken it out of the ground again, but I'm going to try planting it just behind me here where the bird bath is, and try and put it in this gap here and see if I can get it to go down into a deep hole, which there isn't many of those in this garden. It has got some roots on it, it's got some really fibrous roots on it, some thinner ones, and I'm hoping that if I can put it back in the soil it might come back. I've taken cuttings off it, so I'm hoping that they're going to take, because it's a beautiful rhododendron and the plant itself is probably about 30 years old. So I'm hoping to save that. So what I thought I'd show you was, I thought I'd show you the roses that I bought, and then if there's time we'll do a few other jobs. I'll show you all the other plants that I've got to go in, because I've got a really nice variegated jasmine. Tell you what, I'll just turn you around and I'll show you. Right, so these are some of the plants that I bought for my birthday. This is a variegated willow, salix, so that's going to go in because that's going to grow about 2 meters tall, so that's going to grow up the back. I've got a blue penstemon. I love blue. They're really nice colours, so that's going to go in the flower border. I have also got some, not sure what that one is, no label, typical of me. I have also got some rudbeckia, so they need to go in, and some echinacea. And I've also got this beautiful variegated jasmine as well. It's going to grow 5 meters, so that's going to grow over the polytunnel doorway. And get that to grow so I can see it, because it'll be mostly full sun there, so that's going to be really nice. I've also got these that I took out, and these are asters and they have purple flowers on them, so they need to find a new home. I might put them up the top, so that's them. Then I bought myself a new wheelbarrow, £7 off Temu, and I've got in this one, do you remember Grace that I had? And it was a beautiful little peach rose. Well, it died and I don't know what happened to it, just gave up the ghost. So I bought another one because I really, really loved the flower and I want it to go on the yard. So this needs to go in. Bare root roses, they've got their offer on at the moment. I think it's Promise, the offer code, till the 2nd of December. So I bought 2. So I've bought this one, and I've also bought Shepherdess as well. So I like to start them off in pots, get them growing in pots, and then in the spring I'll plant them out in the garden. I'm also going to move Renee Victoria and put her in a pot because she's not doing very well, so she needs to go in. In that tub there is a forsythia. It's an orange one. I've never seen the orange before, but it said on the label it was orange, so I'm hoping that that's the case. And then up the top of the garden flower border's establishing nicely. This is the new border that I did, and it's doing really well. I've got another plant to go in. This is a phlox. I bought this off the market last week, so that's going to go here, and then that's going to fill this hole here in front of my bird bath. Here I've also got another penstemon, and this was a white and lilac colour. I think it's called Sugar Babe, and I got that in the garden centre. It was a really nice plant. It had some lovely flowers on it, but it's finished now. But looking at it, it looks like it's going to be a good one to divide up. So I'm going to take it out and I'm going to have a look and see how many plants I can get out of it, and then pop it in the garden. So that's them. Perennial border's finished now completely, so that needs sorting out at some point. I need to sort it out because it's a big mess, an absolute mess. I need to take this out as well. This is also Shepherdess, and this is the one I got off Maria. Not Shepherdess, this is Skylark. But it's not doing very well, so I'm going to take it out. I'm going to give it a prune, good dose of compost, and that's going to go in a pot as well until next year. What else is going on? These are beautiful, these peace lilies have been beautiful. Then up here, have some more plants. Of course, I've got this beautiful viburnum to go in. It's called Gwenclyn or Gwenclown or something. It's Welsh, of course, and yeah, it's going to go up the top here. It does have these beautiful yellow flowers, and then the autumn it has blueberries. The flowers are beautiful, so that's going to go over there. I've also got a silver birch to go in over there as well, and there's plenty of laurel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some laurel along here and try and fill in the gaps with some of the little laurel seedlings that are around. The field maples are finished. I've also got this hydrangea to go in, which I bought on the market as well. You know, she does such good plants, and they're 3 for £15. So I've got that one, and I got the Waigia, and I bought 4 off her for £20. I gave her 20 quid for 4, and she was delighted. She was made up. I was her only customer all day, and she was made up. I bought so much. So that's them. And then I've got a willow to go in here. I've got a hazel to go in here. This one is a Philadelphus. I've got a buddleia to go in, and I've got some Waigia here as well. Now I've got 2 of those, so I can move them around and put them in. And I'll just show you Gordon's sorry for itself rhododendron. There you go. It's succumbed to the wind, but I put it on a post and it's still succumbed to the wind. So I've got a Philadelphus to put in underneath it there, so I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to put that back where it was and see if it does anything. Need to have a good tidy. All the rhododendrons have done really well since we've had the rain and have come back nicely. So I'm going to have a nice show of rhododendron flowers. But I've got a big gap here now. Now I don't know whether to put that viburnum in here. Might be quite nice, might no. I did move, do you know, I did move my magnolia. And can I find it? No, can't find it at all. No idea what I did with it. It'll turn up, I'll see it next year when it comes into leaf again. But I thought it was in this part of the garden, but I can't find it. Sorry about the noise. Sounds like a dentist today at the back. Anywho, this is Renee. She's not doing very well at all. She needs to come out, so I'm going to take her out, and I'm going to pot her into a pot as well and try and get her growing. I've still got a few roses hanging on for dear life though. This is Sceptred Isle. Look, still got a nice rose on Sceptred Isle, and I've got another bud, but I'm sure that'll be gone tomorrow when Claudia visits us. And I've still got a flower on my penstemon. I love these pink ones, these are beautiful. Yeah, so I just thought I'd show you what I was planting for today, and we're going to go in the house in a bit and go in the kitchen. I'll show you me decorating, and yeah, I've got those plants to put in, so I'm going to put them in now, and we'll see what we end up doing after that. So see you in a minute. I've come back in the kitchen from the garden and I've decided to make some bread because the bread that I made the other day was a bit rich and my husband said it's got too much wholemeal in it. So this is what's left from the other day. It won't go to waste, it will get used. But this is my wholemeal bread from the other day, and as I say, it's a bit rich. I'm going to have a piece of it now, but we can't eat a lot of it in one go. It's nice, but yeah, I think it'll go to breadcrumbs. Anyway, I've decided to come back in and make some bread with the flour that I bought the other day. And I'll just turn you down and I'll show you what my ingredients are. This is my mix, and I've got 3 cups level measuring cups of white flour, 1 level measuring cup of wholemeal flour, the stone ground flour that's in that bread. I have got 2 teaspoons of this Dove's fast action yeast. I have got 2 teaspoons this size of sugar and half a teaspoon this size of salt, and I've just mixed up 800 ml of warm water in my jug. I've added some, and I just add a bit at a time, and then like now, because I'm talking to you, if I've added too much I can just add a bit more white flour. So I'll just put you down and then I'll show you it once it's mixed up. So this wet dough is a little bit wet. I don't like having it too dry, but I don't like having it too wet like this. It's quite sticky. So I'm going to add a bit more flour. I've got some strong white flour from Dove's and it is organic. So this is an organic loaf. And I'm just going to add the white flour and I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready to go for a rise. There you go. I added about half a cup of flour in the end, but that's a nice dough now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it out in the sun with a plate over the top and let it rise probably for a couple of hours, and then I'll show you what I do next, because I knock it back and then I let it rise again for an hour and then I put it in the oven. So it gives the dough a good stretch. I was only letting it rise once and then putting it in the oven, which is great for a quick loaf. But yeah, I'm just going to pop this outside in the sun and we'll see what it's like in a few minutes. Bread's rising nicely, it's nearly at the top of the bowl. I think I'll leave it for another half an hour and then I'll go in and knock it back and put it back in the tin, ready to go in the oven. In fact, you know what? It's looking that good. I think I'm going to do that now. So I've come back in to make myself a hot chocolate, which is on the stove just here, and I've decided to come and sort out my bread. I've just shown you what it was like outside. Here it is, all nicely risen. It's only been there about an hour maybe in the sun, so it's a great way to do it. If you've got a see-through bowl, and look at that, look how jelly that is. So yeah, that's roughly how large it's going to be in my pan. This is the pan that I'm using for my bread, and I'm going to put it in this now, let it rise again for another hour, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. But I just thought I'd show you what I'm going to do the dough. So I'll just turn you around and I'll show you what I'm doing. Right, so this is my bread dough, so I'm just knocking it down, let the air out, well, let some of the air out. You can see that the gluten's nice and stretched. All that stretching is the gluten in the flour. It's really good flour. The better the flour, the better the bread. I always think you shouldn't skimp on your flour for your bread, because I always find when you use cheap flour, it's rubbish. Right, so I've got my Dove's flour. Now I'm just going to sprinkle some on the top, like that, just so I can get my hands in. I've washed my hands. And this is just so I can unstick it from the bottom. I don't do much kneading. I let the flour do its thing, and the gluten and the yeast. But I do like to just give it a good knead. You can see that's a really good dough. I tend to do things by sight and by feel rather than anything. You'll know when it's a good bread because you get a good stretch like that. There you go, it's a good stretch, and it nicely folds back on itself. So what I'm going to do is, when you haven't made bread before, get some flour in your hands and try turning it in on itself. What you want to do is you want to fold it in like that. Put it back in, get a bit more flour on the bottom and keep folding it in. You need more flour, put more flour on. And just keep doing that, and that just stretches the dough. There you go. Put some more in the bowl. And just keep stretching. Bringing it in on itself, giving it some nice structure and giving it a bit more stretch so that it forms a nice bread. And all you're doing is you're just folding the bread in. There you go. And pulling it together. Now, sorry about the door. As far as I'm concerned, that's ready. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, you see that's nicely stretched. I'm put that in there, and I've got one of those bread things. Just a sec. One of those bread things for doing sourdough. That just stops it sticking to my pan. And I'm going to put the lid on. Now what I do sometimes is when the stove's on, I leave it back under the stove for an hour. Or if I've had this oven on, if the oven's just finished, I'll keep it warm and put the bread in there to rise. You can either put it on top of the boiler. You don't want to have the oven on and hot so it starts cooking. You want to have it warm. Just with a bit of residual heat, so you can put your bread in and it'll rise in the oven. But I'm going to pop this back out in the sun and let it get the rest of the warmth of the sun, and it'll be ready in about an hour. And then once I put it in the oven, I'll put it in the oven in the middle, right in the middle on the middle shelf, and I'll cook it on full for about half an hour, and then it's done, and that's it. So when it goes in the oven, I'll show you, and then when it comes out the oven, I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Right, I'm going to go and take Stripe for a walk. Do you want to come? This is mine and Stripe's new walk. And the sun's really low at the moment because it's end of November. And we had a frost last night. And I don't know whether you can see up there, but we've got a lovely clear blue sky today. And I think we might get a frost this evening. That's where we've just come from. It's beautiful down there today in the valley. Excuse me. But we're just heading up here. The sheep weren't here yesterday or the day before when we came up. They've moved them back in today, so this could be quite interesting with Stripe. We're just heading up there to go and have a look at a view from out of the mountains. So once we get there, I'll show you the view. So over there is the sea, and that out there is the Irish Sea. And then over there is the beginning of the Snowdonia National Park. And it is absolutely glorious up here today. Can't believe the view. And with the sheep it makes it all that bit more pretty. Look at that. They're gorgeous, all the autumn colour. I feel like I'm on top of the world when it's like this. Right, so this is my bread after being outside, and it's just about ready. I don't want to let it go anymore because it looks like if I leave it any longer that the yeast will exhaust and it'll go flat. So I put the oven on, put the lid back on, and I've put the oven on, and as you can see I've set it up on the maximum, and I usually cook it on this one, but I'm going to cook it today on the pizza setting. But if you're normally cooking the bread, I normally just put it on the fan oven, but I think I'm going to try cooking it on the pizza because the pizza base always turns out really nice when it's on the pizza setting. So I'm going to try doing the bread the same. So this bread's going to go in this oven for half an hour, and I'll show you it when it's cooked. It's on the middle shelf. So yeah, that's Gordon's rhododendron planted. This here is an apple, and then behind that, quite far down the bank, is Gordon's rhododendron. I put it on a post, tied it up, nailed it to another post on an angle, so hopefully that won't come out. So that's one job done for today. The sun's gone now, and it's gone over behind those trees, so that's the last we'll see of it today. Over this side, so far, I have planted that hydrangea that needed to go in. That's going to grow about 2.5 metres tall, so that's going to fill that space there. And there's a rhododendron next to it, and I planted an azalea here. I think this is a purple one. Yeah, I think that's a purple one, so that's there. Haven't got round to planting the other things because I'm tired, very tired, so I'm going to go and sit down. But yeah, they'll be alright till Monday. It's going to be nice again on Monday, so I'll come back outside, try and get the rest of these planted. It's got a beautiful flower on it, this one. This is that variegated Wildwood. So I need to find out where to plant that and how tall it's going to grow. But this border's looking rather messy, but this is just the anything border. This is just where I'm trying to get rid of the noise. But he's not too bad today. And then I've decided, which I'm not going to do today, but this viburnum's going to go here, and then that's hopefully going to obstruct the noise coming through that gap there. I've got another laurel growing here, and then next to that, further over here somewhere, is a bay tree. So they're going to grow tall. That's a choice here. As you can see, I've still got a few bits and bobs of asters around. And then along here, I'm going to leave this border until next year now. I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm going to plan it out better and get some nice woodland plants for it. But things are coming on with the summer house. But I'll talk to you more about that in another video. I'm going in now because it's getting cold. And we'll go and have a look at the bread together. Right, so my bread's done. That's how thick it is. Slightly overcooked on the top. But yeah, it's turned out to be a nice bread. I didn't put as much wholemeal in as I did the last one, so hopefully this one will be a lot better. But I'll slice it and let you see inside. There you go, there's my bread, all nicely done. Very happy, you can see all the steam coming off it there. But yeah, very happy, really easy, took half an hour in the oven. I cook it with the lid on for about 20 minutes, and then I take the lid off, and I finish cooking it with the lid off, and that's what makes it go all hard on the top. Because you get the condensation building up inside the pot, and when you take the lid off, any condensation that's rested on the top of the bread makes it go all nice and crunchy. So yeah, nice bread, highly recommend it, have a go, and you'll never go back to buying shop bought bread again. Right, find something else to do now. Right, okay, so I think that's it for me for today. I've done a lot there today. We've got some bread made, we've been out in the garden, and we've taken the dog for a walk. So that's a good video for today, I think. In the next video, I'm going to be showing you making me some crab apple jelly with apple cores from the apples that I've been sorting out. I thought that would be a good video to do because that's a really easy recipe, and it's a good way of using stuff that will go on the compost heap. So I'll show you how to make that. I'm just using a basic crab apple jelly, And as you saw up the hill, there is a crabapple tree up there. So I'm pleased I found that. I don't know if I'm going to go up and try and forage the apples that are up there, but it would be nice to see how they turn out. But yeah, I think that's it for me today. Husband's just taken the dog out for a walk again, and yeah, I'm just cooking his sausages for his dinner. See you in the next video. If you do like my video, do like and subscribe. Do hit that notification bell. That'll tell you when I upload new videos. And do keep up to date with my Facebook page, and it's also Wildwood Cottage Diary on Facebook and Instagram. So see you soon, enjoy your week, and I'll see you next Sunday, same time. Take care, bye for now, bye.